My own parents called me a curse and blamed me for every single failure in their lives. If you have ever been the family scapegoat who was blamed for things you didn't do, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the story of how I watched their world burn. My name is Arthur. For as long as I can remember, I was not a son to my parents. I was a walking, breathing bad omen. In my family, logic didn't exist. Everything was about luck, vibes, and fortune. My father, George, was a high-stakes investor who made his money on risky bets. My mother, Beatrice, was obsessed with status and appearance. They believed that some people were born with a golden touch, and others were born with a dark cloud over their heads. My older brother, Caleb, was the golden child. He was born on July 7th, 77. My parents took that as a sign from the heavens. He could do no wrong. If Caleb failed a test, it was the teacher's fault. If Caleb crashed his car, it was a mechanical failure. I was born on a Friday the 13th. That was my first crime. From the moment I could walk, everything that went wrong in the house was my fault. If the milk went bad in the fridge, it was because my negative energy turned it sour. If the stock market crashed, my father would scream at me, asking why I was moping around the house and bringing the household vibration down. I learned to be invisible. I learned that if I laughed too loud, I would be scolded for being manic. If I was too quiet, I was accused of plotting. There was no winning. One specific memory stands out. I was 16. My father had a huge business deal on the line. He made me sit in the garage during his dinner party with the clients because he didn't want my bad luck to infect the handshake. I sat in the freezing garage for 4 hours. The deal fell through anyway. When the clients left, my father marched into the garage, red-faced and smelling of scotch. "You were thinking about it, weren't you?" he screamed, grabbing my shoulder. "You were sitting in here hoping I would fail. You projected your jealousy through the walls." I didn't do anything. I cried. I was just doing homework. "You are a cancer, Arthur," he spat at me. "Everything you touch turns to ash." I believed him. When you hear something every day for 18 years, it becomes your reality. I thought I really was cursed. I was terrified to make friends because I thought I would hurt them. I was afraid to apply for colleges because I thought I would burn the campus down. The final straw came on my 21st birthday. I was working a part-time job at a library, the only place that felt safe because it was quiet. I came home to find my suitcases on the front lawn. It was raining. My clothes were soaking wet. My mother was standing on the porch, holding an umbrella over Caleb. They both looked at me with cold, dead eyes. "What is this?" I asked, shivering. "We saw a spiritual consultant today," my mother said. Her voice was calm, which made it scarier. She confirmed what we always knew. "You are an anchor, Arthur. Your aura is black. You are blocking Caleb's destiny. He has been trying to launch his startup for a year, and it keeps stalling. It's you. You are the blockage." "So you're kicking me out?" I asked. "I have nowhere to go." "You are 21, my father said, walking out the door. "Figure it out. But you are not sleeping under this roof again. We need to cleanse this house. If I leave," I said, a strange anger bubbling up in my chest, "I'm never coming back. And whatever happens to you, it's on you." Caleb laughed. "Oh, don't worry, little brother. Once you're gone, the only way is up. I'll be a millionaire by Christmas." "Go," my father commanded. "Take your bad luck with you." I grabbed my wet suitcases and dragged them down the driveway. I didn't look back. I felt like I was going to throw up. I had $200 in my pocket and no car. I took a bus to the next city over. I slept in a shelter for a week until I found a cheap room in a basement apartment. I got a job as a night janitor at a corporate office. I waited for the disaster. I waited for the vacuum cleaner to explode or the building to catch fire. But nothing happened. In fact, life got quiet. It got peaceful. I started to notice something strange. At my job, I was good at fixing things. If a door was squeaky, I fixed it. If a pipe was leaking, I patched it. I had spent my whole life walking on eggshells, trying to prevent disasters at home. So I had become hyper-aware of small problems before they became big ones. My boss noticed. "Arthur, you have a real eye for detail," he told me one night. "You spotted that electrical short before it blew the server room. You saved us a fortune." He promoted me to facilities manager. Then, he paid for me to get certified in safety inspection. 3 years went by. I wasn't cursed. I was competent. I was careful. I was actually very good at preventing bad luck. I realized then that my parents' life hadn't been held together by good luck. It had been held together by me. I was the one who always checked that the oven was off. I was the one who reminded my father where his keys were. I was the one who double-checked the locks at night. I was the invisible glue that kept their chaotic, irresponsible lives from falling apart, and they had hated me for it. I was doing well. I had my own apartment, a decent car, and a savings account. I had blocked my family on everything. Then, I saw the news. I was scrolling through a business news site when I saw my father's picture. The headline read, "Real estate tycoon George Miller indicted for massive safety violations." I clicked the article. It detailed how 3 of his apartment complexes had been condemned because of structural failures. Apparently, he had been skipping inspections and using cheap materials for years. I dug deeper. I found out that Caleb's startup had been sued for fraud. He had taken investor money and spent it on parties, claiming that the universe would provide the product. It didn't. 2 days later, I got an email. It was from my mother. It bypassed my spam filter because she used a new address. Subject, please read. Emergency. Arthur, we don't know where you are, but we need you. The house is falling apart. Literally. The foundation cracked last month and the insurance won't pay. Your father is in legal trouble. Caleb is struggling. We feel a dark presence in the house. We think the consultant was wrong. Maybe you weren't the curse. Maybe you were the only one holding the darkness back. Please come home. We need your energy. I deleted the email. A week later, they showed up at my job. I don't know how they found me. Maybe a private investigator. I was in the lobby of the building I managed, wearing a suit, talking to a contractor. Arthur. I turned around. My parents looked terrible. My father, usually impeccable in Italian suits, looked disheveled. His shirt was wrinkled. My mother looked thin and frantic. Caleb wasn't with them. You can't be in here, I said, stepping forward. This is a private building. Arthur, look at you, my mother said, reaching out to touch my arm. I stepped back. You look successful. I am, I said. Turns out, when I'm not being told I'm a curse, I do pretty well. We made a mistake, my father said. His voice was raspy. He didn't sound like the arrogant tyrant I remembered. He sounded desperate. Since you left, it's been hell. Everything broke. The pipes burst. The cars keep breaking down. I lost the big contract. It's like the world turned against us. That's not bad luck, Dad, I said coldly. That's just life. Things break. You have to maintain them. You have to pay attention. You never did. You just relied on luck. We need you to come back, my mother begged. We'll give you your old room back. We'll even let you eat with us. I almost laughed. You think I want my old room? I have a condo overlooking the river. I have a life. We are your family. My father shouted, causing the receptionist to look up. You owe us. We raised you. You abused me. I corrected him. You call me a curse. You kicked me out in the rain with nothing. We were misguided. Mom cried. But we know the truth now. You are the shield. That's what the new psychic said. You absorb the entropy. You have to come back, Arthur. If you don't, we're going to lose the house. We're going to lose everything. I can help you, I said. Their faces lit up. Really? Dad asked. Yes. I'm a certified safety and structural inspector now. It's my job. I can come look at the house. I can tell you exactly what needs to be fixed to save it. Oh, thank God, Mom said. Thank you, Arthur. I knew you were a good boy. I charge $200 an hour, I said. Consulting fee. Paid in advance. My father's face turned red. You would charge your own father? I'm not your son, remember? I'm a curse. And curses are expensive. They had no choice. They agreed. I drove out to the old mansion the next day. It was shocking. The lawn was dead. The paint was peeling. It looked like a haunted house. I walked through the rooms with my clipboard. It was worse than I thought. The roof was leaking, causing mold in the walls. The foundation had shifted because of a drainage issue I had pointed out when I was 15, which they had ignored because I was being negative. The wiring was a fire hazard. Caleb was on the couch. He looked hungover. He glared at me, but didn't say anything. I spent 4 hours inspecting the place. My parents followed me around like puppies, waiting for me to wave a magic wand. At the end, I sat them down at the kitchen table. Well? Dad asked. Can you fix it? The house is structurally unsound, I said, tapping my pen on the table. The repairs will cost approximately $400,000. $400,000. Dad screamed. We don't have that. The lawyers took everything. Then you have a problem, I said calmly. Because the city is going to condemn this property in about, I'd say 2 weeks. Once they see the mold report I have to file. You have to file it? Mom gasped. You can't. You can just not turn it in. I could lose my license, I lied. I have to file it. But here is the situation. You guys are broke. You are sitting on a liability. But I am an investor now. I buy distressed properties. They stared at me. I will buy the house from you, I said. Buy it. Dad asked suspiciously. For how much? The amount of the outstanding mortgage, I said. Plus $10,000 cash for you to move. That's robbery. Caleb shouted from the living room. This house is worth $2 million. Not in this condition, I said. In this condition, it's worth the land value minus the cost of demolition. Actually, I'm doing you a favor. If the bank forecloses, you get nothing and you ruin your credit even more. If I buy it, you walk away with 10 grand. My father looked at me with pure hatred. But he was trapped. He knew it. You planned this, he hissed. You caused this. You used your black magic to rot this house so you could steal it. It's not magic, Dad, I said, standing up. It's water damage. It happens when you don't clean the gutters. I used to clean the gutters, remember? But you kicked me out. They signed the papers 3 days later. They had no other option. The bank was calling every hour. I took possession of the house on a Monday. My parents and Caleb moved into a small 2-bedroom apartment on the bad side of town. I stood in the empty living room of my childhood home. It smelled like rot and expensive perfume. I didn't move in. I didn't want to live there. I hired a crew. We gutted the place. We tore down the walls where I used to hide. We ripped up the carpets where I used to sit and cry. I renovated the entire house. I fixed the foundation. I replaced the roof. I turned it into a modern, beautiful, structurally sound mansion. It took me 6 months. When it was finished, it was worth $3 million. I put it on the market. My mother called me the day the for sale sign went up. Arthur, she said. She sounded tired. Broken. We saw the listing. The house. It looks beautiful. It is, I said. It just needed some care. It needed someone who actually paid attention. We were thinking, she said, her voice trembling with a pathetic sort of hope. Since you fixed it up, maybe we could move back in? We could pay you rent when Caleb gets a job. It's our home, Arthur. It's where we raised you. Mom, I said. I already sold it. What? I accepted an offer this morning. A nice young family. They don't believe in curses. They just wanted a safe home. But, the money, she stammered. You made millions. Surely you can share some with us. We are destitute, Arthur. Your father is working at a car wash. I am cleaning houses. It's humiliating. I thought you said hard work was for people without luck? I asked. Please, she sobbed. We are your parents. I know, I said. And I learned a lot from you. I learned that you shouldn't invest in bad assets. And I learned that you have to cut off the dead weight if you want to succeed. You are evil, she whispered. You really are a curse. Maybe, I said. But I'm a rich curse. And you're just broke. I hung up. I used the profit from the house to start my own property management firm. I called it Friday the 13th Holdings. I see my brother sometimes. He works at a gas station near my office. He looks old. He looks angry. Last time I pulled in to get gas, he saw my car. He saw me in the driver's seat. He didn't say anything. He just looked at the ground. He finally learned the lesson I learned the night they kicked me out. There is no such thing as luck. There is only cause and effect. They caused their own ruin. I was just the effect. And honestly, watching them collapse wasn't tragic. It was the most satisfying construction project of my life.